Hello everyone, my name is Mohit Mahawar. Today's topic is reservation should not be होना चाहिए या नहीं होना चाहिए. According to me, reservation is not in India because of every person in India are equal. According to me, are equal every person in India because India is a democratic country. There are so many castes live in India, but there are so many four types of caste in India: SC, ST, OBC, and general. But similarity of us
is only to show off.
This is only of show off. But government of India are not see a caste not a equal. ST, SC, ST are different. OBC are different, and general are also different. But main problem in India SC, ST तो मतलब उनको ज़्यादा महत्व देते हैं. Importance of SC, ST then compared to general, and this is a bad thing because you are give a reservation for this economic condition for family. That's it.
Thank you. Next.
Yeah, I will speak. Hello everyone, this is Reservation saying as about this topic. Reservation, I think it's not a good for our country because giving reservation in the jobs and in the education is something like you are making your future weaker because we are the ones who are gonna be lifting the weight of our country and making it grow. I think we are giving some of the people priority or making them weaker will be like a loopholes in our country. So the reservation is not good. Like we are seeing a lot of the problems in the banking sectors and some of the sectors from the government. Mostly the reservation where it is given for the jobs and those employees are not working well, and we are finding that out the privatizations or kind of the things are happening nowadays because of these problems. Because no innovation is going on. The people came from the reservations and they're not working well. So reservations, according to me, it is just a very bad thing to do because everybody should be treated equally. It's not about someone is treated different or someone is treated different. It is all about the country should be stronger by every way, not like some are weaker and some are stronger. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Hello everyone, I'm Pushpendra Singh. Here the topic is reservation. Firstly, we need to understand what is reservation. Reservation was undertaken to address the historical oppression, inequality and discrimination by those communities and give these communities a place. It is intended to promise of equality which is enshrined in the Constitution. Constitution prohibits the untouchability, and he makes sure that he obligates the state to make special provision for the betterment of the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes and other castes. And the main reason of reservation system in India to enhance the social and educational status of underprivileged communities. Thus, they improve their lives. Before the independence, the Maharaja of princely state of Kolhapur, the south, firstly they start reservation in favor of non-Brahmins and other backward classes. He opened several. He provides free education and he opened several hostels to make it easier to receive it. And he also tries to make sure that educated people get employed, and he also tries to abolish the practice of untouchability because that time the practice of untouchability is a huge amount which has happened, and later on we all know about the story of Bhimrao Ambedkar and how they fought for the reservation. I think.
Is that okay? Thank you. Yes, sir.
Good morning everyone, my name is Akash Kabalia. I'm telling about reservation is good or bad. Reservation is not right because due to the general students have to bring more marks the recruitment, and why can SC, ST less mark can get a government job, and everyone should equal.
Very good morning to all of you. As I'm concerned about the reservation, this is the benefit given by the government of India to the mainstream, to those minority to come into the mainstream and just contribute toward the success of the nation. It is just to encourage them, it is just to motivate them to come into the various department and can give their services. As we know that India's population that is categorically means segmented into many parts where you see the class system, upper class, middle class, lower class and lower middle class. So there are people and we are going to be 140 crore and where people 140 crore they are not perfectly stable in their earnings. Some of them they are belonging to the category which is considered to be poor and it doesn't have the economic security. So just to balance the system, just to equalize them, government is trying harder, right? Although the reservation it has become a political issue just to means to have the maximum number of votes from the minorities, they are giving them a reservation. But the motive of the reservation it has never been just to part India and it is just to unite India, right? So the reservation this is the term which is misused and misunderstood. Here I would like to say that many people they have a quite big headache and they have quite they are not quite secure enough. They have so many insecurities regarding the reservation. Reservation this is the thing and it is the benefit is just to take the minorities into the mainstream so that they'll be feeling motivated just to do something. The nation should not part them, nation should not depart them from the success of they may achieve. Earlier you see 100% of the reservation it was given to Brahmins, right? For 3000 years this 100% reservation was given, right? So only the Brahmin they were allowed to educate people, they were allowed to get educated. 100% reservation, can you imagine that? It just ran for 3000 years. So now that time I'm talking about, Brahmins were only 10% of the total population of India. 3000 years, 100% reservation. Now, if the government is thinking about those 90% of the people, they are not coming from the sound status, right? If the government is giving 50%, around 50% of the reservation that is given to the minorities in India today. So, those who are coming in the category general, they are having a quite mess with the government and they are saying that it is not good to partialize that. I just do agree with that. It should not be partially treated when the students they are preparing for any entrance exam and on the basis of their less mark they should be selected. There are some additional benefit it may a government may provide them a scholarship and this may be a benefit which should be given to the general and the majority of the people are in India because the economic status is not same of everybody. So reservation it should be given looking at the economic condition of a person. Otherwise reservation that is needed and it is a need of hour for upcoming years and by the time you think that it is not needed it can be eradicated. Thank you.
According to me, reservation is not good because according to right to equality, those are not equal. Our India is a democratic country. There are 4 categories of people like general, SC, ST and OBC. There general people bring more marks compared than SC, ST and OBC to government job. It is not right.
I have to put a point in here. Reservation, because of the reservation, we are finding some of the problems in the system. So not about the system only; it's about the population. That most of the crowd, because of the partiality, people are hitting each other. Okay, in Friends there is a fight of that he is SCST, he will be growing very fast and I won't be growing or something like this. So the partiality is too much and because of that there is an anger in the youth because of unemployment problem rising in this country. And this is a kind of a competition because of this competition, and then in the competition there is partialization. Then it's really a like a quite a mess for general people who are not getting the reservation. They are very angry on those who are getting the reservation.
I think the reservation is not always associated with the employability of any nation. You see, in America, reservation is also given to the people, and the government is bearing the expenses of the children. They don't know about their parents and the children they are being fed in the orphanages. So the reservation is given across the world, but you know what? Employability in India. Unemployment problem, it is not a problem just because of the government is increasing reservation. It is just because of the jobs are getting detected, right? Deduction in the job, this is the major problem. This is the fault. Like recently we have seen the huge protest on the Twitter to the Modi government. So it is just happening because of the government officials, right? And the government sectors which are not working very efficiently. If the posts are empty, they are letting the post empty, right? So they are not fulfilling this vacancies. They are not occupying this vacancy. So this is the flaws is coming from the government, right? So it is not anywhere related to like if the government is giving reservation and people they are getting unemployed.
Yeah, I just said because the unemployment problem is going on in this country, then the things are happening. I'm not saying this because of this unemployment is happening.
I think unemployment is a reason behind like our education, right? Which we have. It is not making us employable. Narayan Murthy said 70 or 80% engineering and management graduate. They are not employable. How can you employ them? Things which are taught to them and they are studying in the infrastructure where the things are not utilized. Like the knowledge they have, engineering students are getting admission in the college. By the time they are reaching in their 4th year, right? So what they studied in the first year, that is obsolete. So the knowledge we have, it is getting obsoleted. Updation is not there in our education system. So this is a major cause behind we are getting so many educated unemployed people.
Yes, this is a part of the education system.
But the reservation is at least just to motivate some of the castes which are brutally treated by those like upper category of the people, because they have some superiority complex, like if you belong to the lower category, I'm not gonna give you shit, right? So they are mistreated, they are ill treated, like those people, they are coming from the Dalit category, right? They are not allowed just to sit those upper category people and to have food with them. So this kind of discrimination, like we are parted into the caste later, but first we are human, right? What you say Vasudev Kutumbakam, right? So this earth is a motherland, and this whole world, it is just like a family.
Yes.
And the family, as a father, as a mother, if the father and mother, the elders, they are not parting and they are not appreciating the things for others, they are coming from the minority. Let's just say if the parents, they have 4 children, fine, 2 of them they are very brilliant and 2 of them they are weaker side, fine. So should parents ill treat them? No. So this is the responsibility of a parent, just to take care of them too. Like if they are not this much of skillful, they should be taught and they should be educated. There is a technical training education issue where Modi government is coming, and many of the government, they have been working it just in favor of providing reservation to the people and just to motivate them. Yes, I do not agree with the term like when this reservation is given to the people, they are economically very well sound.
Yes.
They are coming from the SC and ST, and one of them, 2 of them, the family members, they are in the government job and they are earning decent income and they are getting the benefit of the government scheme. It is not good.
But right now, what's happening? The thing is happening that the people who are economical fit,
Yes.
they are given the reservation, and the people who are on the footpath, they are not given the reservation. So this thing is happening again. One more thing is that I really agree on the thing. If we should give reservation in the way of food and home, not in the kind of or we can give in education too, but not in jobs, because job is something which is going to create a future, or it is the productivity of any of the country. So we cannot just give reservation for any of the jobs, or especially in the government sector. Now we can see how the government sector is going on. So the problem will rise if we give the jobs and like a weaker person a job. So that's the problem. But yeah, we can give the education that can be free even. We should not just ask for the money. in the basis of the reservation. So I'm not agreeing on the point of the jobs only.
So as I know, reservation in job in I think it is lower. We can say, not for the official post. The reservation is not having the official post. If you show in a BSc level exam,
Yes.
there is no reservation for any kind of task. But in you can say in a ground level duties like in many sectors, and they are happening reservation. But now they were categorically cast. They were categorized the quotas or seats.
Yes.
In SCs and OBCs. Now in the Supreme Court 2016, in Supreme Court announced those in this reservation category, those who can their seats on their own quotas, not from the others.
I think students, especially if I talk about the education, so youngsters, they are coming from the general caste and they're criticizing those minority. They are snatching their places. It is not about snatching the places. It is about like the jobs are getting reduced. Why the number of seats are less? Can't you increase the number of seats? See, if there are 100 seats and only 20% of the seats are reserved. Fine, so 20% out of 100, 80% of the seats are already reserved and 20% of the seats you are fighting for. General category is getting 20% of the seat reservation there, right? And why cannot you increase 100 to 300 and 400 seats? And similarly the jobs are very less. This is the problem. Like if any of the government sector is giving the job like 500 jobs, and you see the lakhs of forms are filled, and majority of the people are coming from the lower caste just to apply them because they are educated. If you are educating them, where are they going to be applied for the job? Not outside the India. Huh? So if the government is promoting them, motivating them just to educate, right? So don't they deserve to get a job? And obviously the reservation, like those who are benefited by the reservation, they always support the reservation. Those who are neglected by this process of the reservation, they are always criticized that. But the fact of the matter is, when you see if there are 100 posts, many of the vacancies, like you can find out in many of the sectors where one person is working instead of 5%, instead of 6%. In the banking sector, staff is less, and anywhere you saw in the railway, like in any of the government sector, right, you will find out there is less staff. In the hospital too, there is a less staff. So can't you fill this vacancies? If you have maximum number of the job opportunities, generals, they will not be having a problem. And here, see, as an educated person, your concentration, it must not be there just to get the reservation to get selected. And like many times it is said that when any reserved category of the student, he just gets selected at any of the department in government job, right? So he is not productive. There are no such evidences. It could prove that a person who is coming from the general, not the general, is coming from the minority and getting the reservation, getting selected for any job, he doesn't perform. He performs like many educated students, right? They are well qualified for this job. They are given training first. So when you are giving training and you are training them, they are working very efficiently. There are no such evidences found where the reserve category of the students are not being able to perform. They are performing excellently. So what we are required to do, what our government is required to do, increase the number of vacancies. Then the reservation will not be a problem. It is given to the minorities.
Because of the reservation, we are missing out some great minds. The person who is in the general caste and he cannot score the marks, but he has a very nice nice mind.
Yeah.
We are missing those people. So they have to go in any of the private sector, any of the job like this, and that brain is like wasted there.
Yes.
Yes. So we need in any like in railway sector, in some technical fields of the railways and like airlines or like Indian government or the government sectors of more things. We need that things should be very equal so that the great minds can come here and work properly so that we can get some good productivity for our government.
The problem is not giving a reservation. I think so reservation.
Speak up.
Reservation is uplifting those community who are physically or mentally depressed by the upper caste in the earlier. because you heard about the four varnas, that's in ancient India, the Brahmin, Kshatriya, and the Vaishya Shudra. The Dalit is not even in four parameters. They are below of these sutras.
Yes.
They were treated as an untouchability group, and most of the time they were not allowed to enter in the temples and worship of places, and they were not allowed the uses of same water, say even sometimes they were not using the same roads.
Exactly, it is not a old philosophy, right? It is newly, you can see and visit the backward places, right, where you can see there is a lot of partialization, discrimination that happens, lot of criticism those Dalits. Recently we have seen some of the girls, they were raped, and those Bahubalis and those boys, they had a great political support. Valmiki case we have recently seen, I don't know from where it occurred, but it happens, like the torture and the misbehavior along with the Dalits and along with the SC, ST, OBC category, that is very commonly found. When you just go and you find out the youngsters, educated youngsters, they are just calling not by their names, they are calling by their caste, right? They are just criticizing their caste. So as an educated person, you need to understand that when you worship Lord Rama, right? See, we are very much fascinated and we are very much motivated. A Ram Mandir is going to be established at one place in Ayodhya, right? When you worship Lord Rama also, like he went to what was the name, Nishad Raj, right? So he was from the minority, and the way he respected that, he hugged him. Can you imagine that a king that hugged a minority-based person? So Lord Rama also did not favor this casteism categorization. Also, he was Kshatriya, right? Don't you think about yourself like you have many actions to perform in a day? If 2 days, right, 2 days, if the sweeper does not come in your society and where you live, like you cannot live, it is very difficult for people to live there. So every work is important. See, work are categorized. If anybody is working in the software company, sitting in AC cabin, it is very fascinating, and it looks like he's working very decently there. Small works are also very important to be performed, right? The cleanliness, it is also an important work. As you're doing the trade, see, let's talk about any common and average human being in India, right? Across the world. When you wake up in the morning, just to clean yourself, you are doing the work like minorities, not the minorities, you're like the lower caste. You're going and doing the job and earning money through this. You're acting like what? Vaishya. And you are ready to protect your family economically and physically, right? Nobody can enter in your home because of you are ready to fight with the person. You are acting like Kshatriya. So, like, I'm here, I'm not belonging to the Brahmin caste, but I'm educating you. See, nature of a person, knowledge of a person, and what kind of character a person secured, that ultimately makes a lot of difference, right? There are many people, they are coming from the upper caste and they are acting like a very characterless people.
So the thing is happening in educated society also. The things like we are not respecting the truck drivers, we are not respecting this, like the peoples like these. Okay, so this is not like only in the villages happening, it is also happening in the cities with the educated people. We are not teaching our kids that to respect every person or the work is, because he is also earning, and I can say that he is also earning the very same amount of the money that you are doing any of the job in any of the company, the truck driver or any of the job person. So the caste system, this is also kind of caste system.
Yes.
We are just dividing people in the caste, like the sweeper is not like we are not giving him any of the respect. So I think it just depend on the upbringing of the child, how we are doing this, then it goes.
So all these kind of betting jobs are done by the lower caste, like the sweeper and
I think this is the major flaw in the thinking. Why this small and petty work we are just handing over to those people, they are coming from the lower caste. It is a bad thing, right? You just take care of your home, your mother, she is sweeping. Has she become a sweeper? No. So there are work and there are certain sides of work, and in which category this work is coming, you are basically categorizing the work. and based upon this work, anybody who's doing that work is coming into that category. When you talk about the Bhagavad Gita, right, and talking about Ramayana, you have dual standard in your personality. You believe something and you say something else, right? And your scriptures are saying something else. This Manusmriti, this word Vyavastha, right, this caste system, that was completely different, and the way it is followed today. And you know what? When you go to the backward areas where the people are very fanatic, they are not educated enough, they are not aware enough. What is happening? How they are categorically behaving with the people? If this behavior is not so decent, right? Although they are educated people, they are the sarpanch and they are the prior of any of the specific area. They are creating schools, and the Dalits are studying in the different school. Is it okay? Is it fine? When you are categorizing the education too, like their dresses are different, right? Lower caste students, their dresses are different, and they are not allowed to sit on the benches. If you belong to the upper class, you will be sitting on the benches and everything will be decent for you. You cannot pass through the way and you cannot drink the water from the well by the time they are going there and to fill the water.
What I feel like,
Yeah.
Same thing for Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. They are not. They are first time to go to दूसरी जगह second place they are going. They facing there are so many problems and they are going to first time to school. There are so many Brahmans, Thakurs.
Yes.
They are not entering. But one teacher to promote for Bhimrao Ambedkar and his brother. Then they are not drink water. You are a Bal.
Yes.
You are a lower caste. I don't.
Dalit.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You are a Dalit. I don't give your water to drink.
Yes.
This is not right, sir.
yeah, this is coming from their parents. Yes, basically the thing is that. So
we can take it for as an inspiration. Bhimrao Ambedkar, how he stand for himself at a huge level. Now we are respecting because he written the constitution here. So I think if you have knowledge, don't you need any reservation?
But what I feel like reservation is also one of the case that we are doing the partiality in this castes. The thing is that as we are giving reservation to any person,
I think the partially happen. That's why we need a reservation.
You said about vacancy for government sectors. Government provide 100 seats and 80% for lower caste and SC, ST and OBC and 20% general. But main problem in government, they are provided 100 seats, but they are lacks of fill the form.
Yes.
This is like a business, and mostly people are attend and facing exam. But some students are also clear this exam, and government are consume money. This is not right choice.
This is a different topic. So what I was saying is like reservation is also a point that we are doing partiality in the castes, because we are giving a reservation in a group of the people, like in a group of the class. There are four are minority and 10 are not in the minority. Then those 4 will be separated. Why? Because those 10 people group will be separated. They don't like those people because they are getting the reservation.
Yes.
So reservation is also like itself a partiality, that we are doing partiality in the country, which is not. If we make everything equal, then everybody will be proud to be equal. That yes, I am equal. I'm from the minority. Whatever it happens, and within some, I would say that within some years, the thing will be very normal because everyone is equal, and it's happening. It was happening from that time. Why are we not ending this thing right now? If we stop this reservation thing, then the children, what really it is like, what's the future? We cannot change our parents. That's the biggest thing I have seen, because they have some of the things in their mind and they are not liking them. So we have to make our children more better. So if we stop the reservation right now, then our future will be very equal. There will be no any Dalits or any of the minority. Yes, so everyone will be in the general caste, so there will be no any partiality.
Main problem in casteism in India, because general caste are मतलब समझती है
Things.
thinking and mind in general caste, this is a lower, this is a belong to sweeper and ST, this is a lower, I am higher. मतलब मैं बड़ा हूँ, मतलब कोई
I'm superior.
छोटा नहीं।
superior. They are
I am a superior, you are a
inferior.
Why it is happening? Why it is happening? Because we are showing the weakness of those minorities. The government is showing that you are weaker, so we are giving you reservation.
So it's not a government.
See. First thing is this. I just want to illustrate one thing. As he said, a person who has superiority complex and saying that the person belong to the lower caste and he is inferior. I just want to know that a person who is thinking he is a superior and other one is inferior because he belongs to the lower caste, is this a superior thinking? No. This is inferior thinking.
Yes.
And this is called mental sickness. You have wrong information about yourself. As Mrs. said about education which is given by our parents is not good. And you know what, we are learning just to partialize between the caste and partialize between the people are coming from the different caste from our home itself, because we saw our parents partializing the people, we saw our elders partializing the people. You know what, the things were different before 30 years, right? When our parents were born and they just born and brought up in the different atmosphere where the casteism was favored by majority of the people in India. As you illustrated about Bhimrao Ambedkar, he had so much of a struggle, he was not allowed to visit to the places where often general caste and those upper grade people they used to visit, right? Education was not given and the teacher threw him out from the classroom itself. So this was the major insult, right? To a person, he was one of the greatest leader in the history of India, right? So he just created your constitution. This Bhimrao Ambedkar later on he accepted Buddhism because he did not find out any sense like being into the caste system in India. So why, you know what, this Buddhism is what, when those Buddhists before adopting the Buddhism they were not Buddhist people, they came from Korea, Japan, China, right? They were living in India like minorities, right? They were living in India like Dalits. So they just adopted the Buddhism and just created their own system to follow. This Buddhism, it was considered to be a minor caste and it was considered to be a lower caste. So isn't it the duality in the thinking? And here one side we are worshipping Gautam Buddha. Not all the way we are worshipping Gautam Buddha, but we are creating him as an idol of ours, right? And here you are saying the Gautam Buddha, was he from the lower caste?
So he is from the upper caste of the
Yes, exactly, right? On the basis of his teaching, this Buddhism, it has been created. This is the religion, right? So the thing is that when you talk about the criticism, you will literally cry when you look at the condition of those Dalits. They are living in the dire problem, and especially if the areas are very fanatic like Haryana, Punjab, I'm not too sure about it, Haryana, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh, you will see the people, they are very fanatic because somewhere the education it is not proper. See, educated people, if they are criticizing the caste and if they are criticizing the people, right? So like there is something wrong with their education. Bhimrao Ambedkar promoted education. Fine. Whatever he did, he became a member and the leader of the drafting committee, created the Constitution of India, that you are operated through this Constitution. He did everything because of the education he got. He was very brilliant and he was pretty much of interested in studying, and the teacher was not ready to teach him. Can you see the dual standard?
Yes.
And one side you are saying that he was a great person, and another side you did not allow him to study. And here you are appreciating his educational standard. So like right to equality, as you say that why have you categorically means divided the people? So this is the word thinking. You know, when the government is providing them a reservation, they are also coming. It is just a motivation, right? Where you see people, they are longing for their right. You will see they don't have enough meal to eat and they don't have clothes to wear. There are 6 lakh villages in India, and you will find out the 3 lakh villages are empty, where the people they are living like tribals. So are they contributing something for the development of India? No, they are not contributing anything. Do they have any right in India? Yes, they have. but you are not ready to give your right because of you are belonging to the superior caste, right? So you'll not allow the minorities to come into the mainstream. So that's a problem. We are not criticizing the reservation here, we are criticizing the mindset behind the reservation. If any educated person and he says that I could not become a doctor because of my friend, he got the reservation and he became a doctor. I never saw any person who got died after getting treated from the doctor who came from the minorities, who came from the lower caste. They are also working efficiently. They have 5 years of training program in MBBS and they are doing the PG by the time like 2 or 3 years. After spending the 10 years in medical college, they are becoming a doctor.